Blessed love y'all. Welcome back. So, we in Castara. It's August, right? So, vibes vibing in the village, for sure. Um, but fingers crossed we get through this practice without it getting too loud. Yeah. But yeah, let's jump on the mat. Let's get ready to practice. So grab all your stuff as usual and come down to child's pose. Let's start in child's pose. Take the knees wide, big toes meet, sit the bum back, stretch the arms forward, release the head down. Taking a few breaths, a few moments, allowing yourself the time and space always to ground. Right? You want to set yourself up for success. So it's always good to take a few check-in breaths. See what the body's saying. Check the mind space, check the heart space. And just know to yourself, be honest and truthful to you about who you are in this moment and what you need. Bringing the focus and attention to the breath. Extend into 4 seconds if you could. In through the nose for 4. Out through the nose for 4. If you have any intentions you want to set, it's a good time to do that. Maybe it might just be for the practice, could be for the day, could be for your life, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Just put some intention on your practice, on your actions. Let's press through the hands. Inhale, bring yourself up to tabletop. Stack the shoulder on the wrist. Release the head down, flat back. Moving through cat-cow to start. Take an inhale here. Exhale, round the back, pull the belly up, release chin to chest. Inhale, open the heart. Shoulders drop back. Lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, round. Keeping the breath and the movement synced. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the back into scared cat. Hi, Carol. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the heart, shoulders back. This time, curl your toes, hips up and back, stretch it, downward facing dog. Come into the legs. Also find your intuitive self as you practice, right? So some things will come that wasn't instructed, and you have to kind of listen to that as well. So if you want to walk your feet here in your downward dog, swivel the hips, walk it out, stretch it out. Feeling into your body. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, come forward. Tap the knees down to the floor. Exhale, hips up and back. If you want to hover the knees, you can hover the knees. If not, inhale, shift the weight into the hands. Lower the knees, control from the core. Exhale, up and back. Let's get 2 more. Inhale, forward. Tap the knees down or hover them off the floor. Exhale, up and back. Last one, inhale, come forward, hover the knees for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale all the way up and back. Walk it out if you need to. One more inhale, come forward to plank. Lower the knees this first time. Shift the weight forward, even into your fingertips. Shoulders pushing past the wrists. As you bend your elbows, release to the floor. Inhale, chest rise. Shoulders back, press down through your feet. Exhale, squeeze the belly. Curl the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Settle the body and the breath in downward facing dog. Hips up, heels down. Breathe. Let's walk the feet up to meet the hands. Coming into a forward fold. Plant the feet nice and solid. Release the top of the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide your palms up your shins. Get your spine long. Pause there. So you're holding in your halfway lift. Let's really find this, right? Press down through your toes. Heels. Put a micro bend to your knees, but keep your hips lifting up and kind of moving, shifting back in space. Draw the shoulders away from the air, creating space for the neck. Here for 3, 2, inhale, exhale, fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Reach all the way up as you come up to stand. Inhale, reach and rise. Press palm to palm. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. And release to your sides, mountain pose. Steady the feet. Aiming to get toes forward, heels back. In a straight line as opposed to the toes turning out, heels in, or toes in, heels out. Relax the shoulders down from the air. Now find your feet, root down. Inhale, reach the arms. All the way up, press palm to palm. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Release to the sides. Inhale, reach up. This time we fold, bend your knees, come all the way down, releasing your head down, lifting your hips high. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step it back to plank. One leg at a time. Stacking your shoulder on your wrist, heels on toes. Trying to keep the hips in alignment with the shoulders, the chest, the head. Inhale here. Option to lower your knees. Shift forward, exhale. Release to the floor. Tops of the feet touches down. Inhale. Chest up. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, squeeze the belly. Curl the toes, reach the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's walk that out, guys. Coming back to the top of the mat, you want to walk to meet the hands. Release the top of the head down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reach and rise, coming back up to stand. Inhale. Exhale, interlock your fingers and reach up tall. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lean to the right. So your hips going off to the left, you're reaching up and over to the right for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up. Nice and slow, opposite side, exhale, reach. Hips to the right, hands to the left. For 3, 2, keep lifting, reaching. Squeeze the belly, inhale, come up. Release the fingers, exhale, stand tall, mountain pose. Top of the mat, mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees. Plant your hands down to the mat. Step your legs back. Plank pose. Coming down strong and slow. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows and lower for 4, 3, 2, 1. Touch down, release the feet. Inhale, chest up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause. Squeeze the belly, exhale. Hips up and back. 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Pause there. Inhale, lift your left leg all the way up. And as you're reaching that left heel up, reach your right heel down. Feel that split of the legs. Reach it up. Lift up for 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, step that left foot to the left thumb. Release your right knee down. Come to the top of your right foot. Pause there. Let's walk the hands on the inside of the left leg. Take the left leg a little wider. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, fold forward and down on the inside of that left leg. Now, if you have your block or your bolster, you bring it up under the hand. Maybe come onto your forearm. If you can get all the way to the mat, you come down on your forearm. If it's all too much, you just stay up on the hands and sink the right hip down. Chest moving up and back. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, almost there. Take a breath and then walk yourself back up onto your hands if you're not on your hands already. And then close the left leg in. So you're going to walk the left leg more to the center. Take the left arm on the outside. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink deep into that right hip. Chest moving back. Press down through the left foot. Press down through the tops of the right foot. Reaching up. Let's breathe. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Last breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Pause there. Now we're going to take the left hip and rock it backwards. Well, it's both hips really. Shift both hips back. Come into a straight front leg. Lift the toes off the mat so you're on your left heel. Coming into a straight left leg. Now you might not come into a straight left leg. It might stay bent. Up to you and your body this morning. So please listen to what's going on in your body. Right? If it's staying bent, it's just a little tightness in the hamstring, and that's exactly why we're doing the pose in the first place. So if you have blocks, bring them in. Sides of the foot. Play with the heights. Right? If not, you're keeping your hands on the mat, maybe on your fingertips. And you can keep your chest up if that is enough. If you think you could access a little more, hinge at the hips and fold forward over that left leg. Keeping a flex on this left foot. Now imagine dragging your heel back towards you. Left hip moving back. Action through the calf and the hamstring. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly rock forward, landing that left foot down. Swipe it to the back. Lift up, downward facing dog. Reach the hips up. Walk it out. One side probably feels significantly different, right? So we're going to even up now. Inhale, reach the right leg up. And just be in this split for a few breaths. Left heel moving down, right heel moving up. See if you could flex that right foot too. Squaring the right hip down to the mat, but lifting up. Coming into the back of that left leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale, exhale. Right foot touches down by the right thumb. Lower the left knee down, come to the top of the left foot. Let's walk the right foot wider. Hands come on the inside. And then if that's enough, you sink the left hip and you're good. You're feeling that where you need to feel it. Great. If not, you're coming down onto your forearm. Or you're bringing blocks under your forearm. Or a bolster. Moving deep into the outer right hip here. How's the breath, guys? Just breathe. If it feels too deep, back out a little bit. Find the right place for you in the pose. When it feels safe enough again, just find your breath. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Walking yourself back up onto the hands if you want the forearms. Pause. Let's take the right arm outside of the right foot. Walk the right foot back to the midline of the mat. Press down through the top of the left foot and the right big toe at least. Inhale, reach arms forward and up. Exhale, sink deep through the left hip. Chest moving back. Arms reaching up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. And then we shift the hips back. Coming into a straight right leg. Lifting the toes off the mat, coming onto the heel. Half splits. Feel the weight, not the weight, but feel the hips moving back. And the heel as though it want to drag to the back of the mat. So you're bringing that stretch sensation to the calf and the hamstring on the right foot. Keep a flex through your toes, through the sole of that right foot. If you could get any fold over the right leg, go for it, but keep the spine long for 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's rock forward, flatten the right foot down. Swipe it to the back. And then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Breathe. Walk the legs if it feels necessary. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. In through the nose for 4. Pause. Out the nose for 4. Pause. In through the nose. Out through the nose. One more in. And out. Walk the hands to meet the feet. Come to the back of the mat. Oh, I know I for sure catch some of y'all. Come to the back of your mat. Yeah, release the head. Put a little bounce in your knees if you want to. You can make it passive for a little bit. And let's inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk the feet in, toe to toe, ankle to ankle. Inhale again, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, squat down. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, hips down. Chair pose. Breathe. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, muscles burning. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands down to the side, stand tall. Woo! I know, right? Relax the breath. It's not that bad. We're still alive. We're still breathing. Allow it to settle for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, sit into chair. Two more breaths here. Hips down, heart up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Big inhale. Exhale, let's fold, release the head, lift the hips. And then let's crawl our way back into downward facing dog. You can spread the legs apart a little bit. Breathe here. Breathe there, breathe everywhere. Let's come forward, take a flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, bend the elbows, release to the mat. Inhale, chest floats up. Push the hands down as you lift the heart up. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Let's go ahead and step the feet to the top of the mat. Forward fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Press through your feet. Inhale, reach up. Coming all the way up, reach the arms, press palm to palm. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Pause there. Cycle the arms, reach up, inhale. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step the left leg back. So bend your knees, get your hands down so it's safe, and then you step that left leg back. But you want to ground through your left foot. So step it up to the point that your left heel grounds, and you want to point the left toes up to the top left corner of your mat. You might want to take the right leg a little wider. Now press down through your feet, bend through the right knee. Inhale, lift yourself up, warrior 1. Beautiful. Now as you get up here, you might need to adjust a few things, so check yourself out. You could even release your hands down onto your hips for this. So again, your right toe is facing forward, but your left toes is facing to the top left corner of the mat, so it's angled out to the side a little bit. Find the outer blade of the left foot and the left heel, ground down through the left foot. Bend into the right knee, stack it on your right heel or ankle. And then spin the hips forward, right? So you want your hip bones, to be facing forward, top of the mat. Feel that right hip draw back, left hip shift forward a little bit. So they're squared, reach the arms back up. Inhale, exhale. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Pause there. Step your right leg back. Downward facing dog. Walk it out. Head it to the opposite side as you're ready. But we're going to do it differently, right? Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, step it to the top of the mat. And then step your right leg up to ground down through the right heel. Turn the right toes to the top right corner of the mat. Walk your left foot a little wider to the left. Bend into your left knee. Press down through the outer blade of your right foot. Squeeze the belly. Reach up. Inhale. Warrior one, opposite side. Again, take whatever adjustments you need. Left hip drawing back. Right hip spins forward. And try not to lose the feet. Really ground down through that outer blade of the right foot and the right heel. Find your left foot, left big toe if nowhere else. Bend into the front knee. Reach the arms up. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Pause there with your hands on the inside of your left foot. And see if you could step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And sink your butt down, coming into a squat. Toes out, heels in. Yeah? We turn to you guys. So we landed in squat to the top of the mat. Press palm to palm. And try to keep the chest up. We don't want to be falling forward like so. We want hips down, heart up. Relaxation through the face. Find the breath. In for 4. Out for 4. If you're up on your toes because your heels can't get flat, maybe because of ankle flexibility, you want to bring the floor up. So either roll the mat up and place it under the heels, or bring in a towel or a blanket to support the heels. If not, heels flat. And breathe. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Take your hands to the back of you. And kind of just drop onto the butt. So as you fall onto the butt and the legs are open like this, plant your feet flat and then start a windmill, not windmill, but windshield wiper. The knees in and out, like so. For 3, 2. Beautiful. Let's come up to sit. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees fall apart for butterfly. Lift the chest up, lift the head up. Come into a long spine. Inhale. Exhale. Hinge at your hips and fold forward. Now, if when you're sitting up, you're already rounding your back like this, it probably means your hips are super tight. So you want to sit up on something. Block or bolster to make that hinge forward easier for the hips. Yes? So if that is you, find something to elevate up on, the hips up on. If not, come down to the butt. Keeping the spine long, hinge at the hips, reach forward. We're here for 3 more breaths. You got this, guys. Breathe. I'm looking up at you every so often, but actually try to keep the head down so the spine stays long. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly release that, lifting yourself back up. Closing the knees in. Maybe you take a hug on yourself just for a breath or 2. So the hips close up. You allow that to settle, feel held, feel safe. Let's 90-degree the legs. So the right leg stays to the front, left leg comes back. And then you want to get into this 90-degree shape, right? So the right shin goes flush across the front of your mat. Right knee closer to the right side of the mat, left knee closer to the left side of the mat, or maybe off the left side of the mat. Go ahead and 90-degree the legs. Sit the hips down and try to square yourself forward as best as possible. Inhale, exhale, walk your hands forward over that right shin, right foot, right leg, and start to hinge at the hips and fold down. If you could get to your forearms, great. If you can't get to your forearms, bring in something under there to stack yourself. But you want to be folding forward over the right shin. You want to feel something happening in the outer right hip. Once you found it, release back into your breath. And just breathe into even the spaces that feel a little tight, a little sticky. Just hold with integrity and breathe. Remember, you could back out at any time. So it's no big deal. See what the edges are. See what the sweet spots are. It's just exploration of self. Don't put too much expectation on your practice. It's just practice. It's just meant to show us who we are, where we are at any given time. And the clearer we are on those things, I would imagine it's better for us. Self-awareness is super important. We expect a bunch of external things to sort our issues out. But to be honest, a lot of us aren't really even sure what the issues are because we lack the self-awareness. So when you come to your mat, you come to your yoga practice, allow yourself to become that awareness. To quiet yourself and pay attention so deeply that all that is left is awareness. Here for 3, 2. Slowly walk yourself back up. Then you want to turn to the left of your mat, or the direction that naturally your body wants to turn to. Face the side of the mat and then windshield wiper the knees again. As you swivel to the back of your mat and find the same pose. So it's a cool little transition. You just turn to the back of the mat. Same thing. Try to square the body to the front, to the top of the mat, well, back of the mat. Get the shin bone as flush across as possible. 90-degree angle both legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. And start folding over the left leg. Somewhere around the left shin, left knee. Get the forearms down if you can, then relax the head down. If all that is too much, you just stay up on the hands. Again, only you know where you are in your body today. So make the right choices to support that. It's a nice, busy or active day, I should say, here in the village. It's summertime, as we refer to it. A lot of us just say August vacation locally, but summertime, right? It's summertime, the kids are at the beach. It's a nice little bustle going on in the village. Neighbors playing music, you know, families all over the place. It's nice and active. But somehow we could still access this level of peace amongst all of that. Taking about 3 to 4 more breaths here. Allow those breaths to be big, and by that I mean fill the body up as much as possible. Imagine yourself as a balloon. Almost there. Try not to tap out. Trust the pose, trust the practice for 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly lifting yourself out of that. Walk up onto the hands. Swivel to the side again. Release it by windshield wiper in. Beautiful. And as you're ready, guys, come onto your back, whichever direction of your mat you want to do that. Come all the way onto your back. Draw both knees up into the chest. Let's take both knees to the left side. Relax the hands out. Keep both shoulders grounded. If that right shoulder is lifting off, make some space. Walk over to the left a little bit with your left ribs and your left shoulder so you could ground down through the right. Options always to support yourself if you need something between your knees, something under the left knee. Last bit of breath here. Of course, you can hold it longer if you need to, right, guys? Anything I instruct, you could hold it longer if you feel like in your body it makes sense. You go for it. Squeezing belly to spine, lift the knees back up. And slowly over to the right side, release the knees down. Same options available this side. Support between the knees or under the knee if you need it. Also keep the left shoulder grounded. And you can make space for that by walking over to the right a little bit with the ribs, right shoulder. Let's take about 4 breaths here. Last bit of breath. Again, stay longer if you need to. If not, squeeze belly to spine, lift the knees back up. Last bit of squeeze and love on yourself here before we go to, yep, you guessed it, Shavasana. Go ahead and sprawl out, as we like to say. Just sprawl out, relax. Left leg to the left, right leg to the right. Arms out to the sides. Turn the palms up. Deep breath in through the nose, let it out through the mouth. As the body settles on the back, feel it get heavier and heavier. Soften through your fingers, your toes. Relax the tongue from the roof of the mouth, soften your jaw. And just let go of the breath. Let go of the body. And enjoy this space of absolute surrender. Shavasana. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. But if not, we've come to the end of the practice. So slowly wake yourself up and close your practice off. Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Thanks again for joining me yet again. And keep coming back, please. It's an absolute pleasure to make these videos and share yoga with you all. So like, share, subscribe, comment, because I love to see what you guys are experiencing. And the feedback is super helpful to me. So thank you. Catch you on the next video. Love.